Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, debt slaves, serfs, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm usually welcome. And today I want to talk about stock buybacks. And I know that's not very sexy and it's not on a lot of people's radar, but it's kind of a big deal. And the reason I'm doing this video is as of August 20th, 2025, corporations and banks have uh, done $1.3 trillion in buybacks the last year, the fastest pace on record. And that's saying something because they've been doing this since 1982, and one of the problems with it, of course, is a blatant form of market manipulation. And it was instigated after the crash in 1929 and was illegal all the way up to 1982. And so in 1982, the SEC legalized it. So ever since 1982, we've seen stock buybacks rise and rise and rise in numbers. And over the last 20 years, particularly, there's staggering amounts of money have been used in stock buybacks. 2022, there was $1 trillion in stock buybacks. In 2023, there was $800 billion in stock buybacks. And now we're surpassing $1.3 trillion in buybacks between 2024 and going into 2025. And there's a reason why they're illegal, um, or there's a reason why they used to be illegal, because it's just a blatant stock manipulation. If the company invests, if all these companies and banks invest $1 trillion in their own stock and then distribute the money to their shareholders, that increases the valuation of their stocks. Blatant stock manipulation. And when you do it on the scale of $1 trillion in a year, no wonder we have the Dow Jones at 47, 48,000 now, particularly the last 20 years. There's been a staggering amount of buybacks, as I mentioned. And good examples between 2008 and 2017, roughly about 10 years, 466 S&P companies um, distributed $4 trillion to their shareholders, 53% of all their profits. And one of the problems with this, of course, is none of the money is being used for research and development. None of the money is being reinvested in the workforce. Uh, the money is just taken out of the economy and distributed to pretty much the wealthiest people involved in these companies, the shareholders, and 53% of all profits. So that gives you an idea of how much of a margin of profits these companies have too, if they can pull 53% of the profits year after year and distribute to their shareholders and take it out of the economy. So Apple alone has done $100 billion in stock buybacks this last year, and I I I think they should be illegal. It's just such a blatant example of very direct stock manipulation. And one of the other pitfalls of it, of course, is that a lot of the insiders have a track when they find out that a lot of these corporations are introducing a new product, so they can buy into the company, watch the stock buybacks increase the valuation considerably based on this new product, and then just resell it. And of course, re, get back a bunch of money from the stock buybacks when the valuation goes up, so they can jump in at the right moment and then cash out. And one of the other big hazards is that whether a company is doing well or not, the CEOs, their compensation packages are based on the valuation of the stock. So this inflates the CEOs' net worth and their stock valuations. And so there's a lot of incentive to do a lot of shady stuff to get their compensation packages higher and higher. And so even if a company does poorly, the CEOs are just rolling in cash. So there's just so many pitfalls to stock buybacks, and yet it's just an accepted norm now, and a great example of something that was made illegal for a reason. Now it's legal, and now we have banks and corporations doing a trillion, averaging around a trillion, 800 billion stock buybacks a year, and that's how we get from the Dow at 10,000 to almost 46, 47, 48,000 now. We've got endless stock buybacks going on year after year, And this is in addition to the fact that a lot of these banks and corporations get bailed out by the U.S. government, and the fact that they get paid and banks get paid on the reserves held at the Federal Reserve, just free money, and yet all this money they just suck out of the economy and give to their rich shareholders. So anyway, I guess I've ranted enough. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.